Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. With you, as always, myself, Mr. Vibin. Got my brother with me, Mr. Scott Tripp, aka the Crypto Beast. As you guys know, we like to take a couple minutes out of our day and kind of give you a little insight of some topics that we've seen in the news. As you guys also know, I'm one of the admins over here at BigONE, as well as Asia Blockcast. And before we kind of jump into the news today, I'll let Scott tell you a little bit about himself, and then we'll kind of go through the sentiment and then jump right into the news.
Yeah, for sure. So Scott with BigONE, of course. It's nice to see you guys all, as always. We always have a great chat in here. Just part of the marketing. I do the social media for BigONE in Canada and the US. So excited to be here and doing the news with Vibe, and it's one of my favorite things to look forward to. So yeah,
always good to hang out with my brother. As you guys know, it's been a lot of back and forth for sentiment in the market. Yesterday we talked about it being a little bit of a fearful market, actually, as Bitcoin slipped out of its uptrend and kind of like revisit some of the lower levels. But when you kind of like zoom out, it all makes sense, right? And there's been a battle lately on the bears and the bulls on each market, talking about, is it Ethereum's time to flip Bitcoin or is it not, right? We won't really get into too much of that today, but hopefully like a little bit of news that we go through kind of helps you get a little bit better parameter of what's going on, right? We've been heavily bullish on metaverse tokens and gaming tokens. And I think the reason why we are is why Bitcoin and Ethereum play mom and dad in a sense and figure out who wants to be the top dog. There's other things that's going to sprout up in the same due time. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and jump into some of the daily crypto news that I've read today. Myself personally, if you guys know me, I've talked about giving away cryptocurrency for Christmas. It's starting to become a real big trend. Survey says crypto popular holiday gift for Americans. So they're saying basically like there's going to be a lot of tokens that's given away for Christmas, but for some reason NFTs not so much. Now that's more so, and for me personally, I can understand that, but I don't know if that's because collectors love to like hold on to the things that they collect outside of a token where you could actually give away value, right? But some of the top coins that's been of discussion to be given away for Christmas was Bitcoin, Dogecoin, and Ether are the most popular on the list. And 75% of the people actually said they would give away Bitcoin for Christmas. So that is really big. NFTs have really had a low response in this vote, less than 2% of people. So I don't know if they were like really basing this off or asking crypto experienced cryptoers, or if it was more degen. Because I feel like degens would probably give away a little bit more of the Doge coins, meme coins, and NFTs. But we'd have to literally dig a little bit more into the subject to figure it out. But it was also this study was conducted by BlockFi. So they said that they actually went through and they asked a 30%. They said they split it 50-50 between the older generation and the Gen Z. And it was 25% of the older generation said they would give away crypto. 15% of the correspondents plan to give away some form of a meme coin or NFT. So this is actually cool. And this study was done by crypto.com through BlockFi. So that was pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. And, I'm not against receiving NFTs for Christmas presents or cryptocurrency. So go ahead. Rain my way.
My brother does not hold back. He's like, give me NFT. Give me NFT. It's cool. If you guys haven't noticed, we have some popular NFTs that we changed our pictures to. We're trying to help out another cause and another new NFT. And any new development projects out there, whether it be token or NFT, you should always reach out to, BigONE or, Asia Blockcast or some type of marketing ideas. We don't mind helping out new people. And we always love to try to help out new projects.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. My next article, I guess, is going to be...
Yeah.
We'll go with the CIA one for sure. CIA director says agency currently has a number of different projects focused on crypto. Current director of the Central Intelligence Agency, William Burns, said his predecessor at the government agency initiated projects focused on gathering intelligence on cryptocurrency. So I believe in the way I guess I feel about it or whatever, and I kind of me and you have discussed it a little bit, but I feel like they're using this in the back end of the coding and stuff, where you're seeing a lot of these guys get involved in projects, and there's probably things in there we don't even know that they can program into it to track different things and do different things. But I definitely think they're more in the decentralized area than the centralized. There might be a little bit in centralized with the stable coins and some backing in some ways, but I also do feel they're using it to get into other countries as well and stuff. But that's just my opinion. Who knows?
Yeah, I kind of think like the way they're kind of thinking about it is like let the exchanges come up with a ultimate central policy to regulate outside of the SEC or government officials. Let these exchanges come together and make these choices together rather than the SEC. Not out of disrespect for the SEC, but these exchanges deal more day to day with the consumers, right? So they're a little bit more educated in a sense on the policy. So I think that they should introduce the policies that they think benefit all exchanges together. So I think this is really big news, and I love the article. I think the CIA being involved, that's one and another, right? But I think what the exchanges are doing and trying to come together and come up with a formula policy to give to the CIA, I think that's the right direction.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it's a smart way to figure things out, right? So.
Oh yeah, for sure. So for my second article, we're gonna jump over to we're gonna kind of stay and talk about banks, right? So Fidelity and Nexo are entering an institutional lending market. So Fidelity, as you guys know, is a digital asset company. And then you have also Nexo. And Nexo is more like let me see here. Oh, Nexo is like a prime brokerage, right? So these two are going into a partnership, and the collaboration aims to give institutions access to digital assets with a new innovative product designed specifically for their needs, right? So this is going to be able to take them next level. So basically what they're talking about is the two firms will create a comprehensive product line in legal infrastructure for institutional investors looking to get exposure into crypto. So basically they're going to open up their portfolios from markets to actually crypto. I think this is really big. It kind of goes back to some of the things that's going on with, like the Charles Schwab and the bigger financial advisors out there, where they're allowing crypto trading to see this new money get tied into the market. It's really funny, right? Like, Scott, I keep going back and forth in my head where I'm like almost thinking like, where we're seeing these low bottom out prices, it's only to push the market cap to the next level, right? Because we have to allow some of this older money, some of this institutional money, some of this market money to get involved, right? And they're not going to get involved at the highest point because it wouldn't make sense to them, right? Where they may not take profit as the same as a retail investor, they need to still have that profit line intact. So I think that's very big. And I think this partnership is really big between a crypto brokerage and like an exchange brokerage, and getting this done. Excited to see it, man. Like I can never stress enough about the adoption, right? Whatever level it is, whether you're here for the 2x, 3x, or 1,000x, right? Just find your platform and get comfortable there.
Yeah, I agree with that. The only thing that makes me fearful about it or whatever is like, now the financial markets will have, like we just seen this past week, have a bigger impact on cryptocurrency when the financial market goes down.
Cryptocurrency, I would agree, right? But the only thing we can do in that, Scott, and it's unfortunate to say, is sometimes we have to weigh on Bitcoin dominance going down. If you guys watch me at the end of these shows, I kind of get excited about when Bitcoin dominance is down, right? Well, we can't have one thing control majority of our show, right? Like if Bitcoin owns 40% of the show and 30% of the show is doing good, it's nothing you can do if Bitcoin's doing bad. It's still a negative percent on the whole show, right? So you got to kind of think about those things. I think the more that we see like institutions and government get involved, let's let those two trade between each other, right? Right.
I agree with you.
Let retail trade them with lower market caps and look out for one another. But I don't think I'm with you. I don't think it's fair that, we try to trade respectively against, underlying assets and companies as well as other countries.
Yeah, and that's where both me and you, I think, agree that we kind of stay away from Bitcoin at the moment, just for that very reason. So,
yeah, I mean, it's a lot of big money there. It's a lot of institutional money there. It's a lot of old school money, old Bitcoin maxi money there. To me, yeah, I think it's a safer play. If you're going to use it as a store of value for something in the future, I think it's an amazing asset, right? But for right now, I don't know. I don't know where. Like I don't think anybody can tell you like right now where it's going to go. So yeah.
No, I agree with you. And you got to play in Bitcoin. I think you just got to have a lot more money to be willing to.
I always use the analogy, kind of throwing your rock into a body of water, right? Like if you have a big rock and you throw it into an ocean, it might make a small splash, right? Or even a big splash. But if you throw a big rock into a puddle of water, you might knock all the water out of it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right?
I agree with that.
So stay in, respectfully, we stay in our lane. So definitely an interesting article. And we'll keep watching Bitcoin. I'm not saying like I don't want Bitcoin to do good. Obviously,
yeah, I want it to do good
crypto
too.
does well because it has a certain percentage. But I think that if we kind of wing away from that percentage aspect, it's better for all of crypto outside of Bitcoin.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. I'll introduce my next article because I'm kind of excited about this. Well, I mean, we talked about it a bit. Travala.com adds Shiba Inu payment. SHIB can be used to book over 2 million hotels. Shiba Inu, the community's favorite meme coin, has gained another major listing today. Popular travel website Travala has listed SHIB as their payment option. The Australian-based travel platform will allow its users to book over 2 million hotels worldwide and flights from 600 plus airlines through SHIB token. The listing will allow Shiba Inu to gain massive exposure in the travel industry. And like I mentioned earlier, they're looking at doing kind of like a decentralized version of Airbnb, which would be really cool as well to see with them. And like to include the cryptocurrencies and stuff in that is even more amazing because I do believe that it's opening up markets for themselves as well as other people. So
let me get this right. Shiba Inu is going to be eligible for booking flights and homes
and hotels, yeah, and home rentals.
Two words,
I think in the future, yeah.
2 words. Yeah. I'm out. No, just kidding. Like you guys know, I'm super bullish on SHIB. SHIB really starting to take that next level push to like identify themselves outside of a meme market, Scott. Like, and I think that's very, very, very critical, right? You see them tapping into the NFT, tapping into the blockchain, tapping into utility, right?
Metaverse too,
like community.
Doing everything.
And unity is a word that's inside a community, right? So like you guys have to understand what they're doing in fortifying relationships in this business world to whether it be travel expense, whether it be a blockchain, whether it be NFT, they're trying to tackle it all. I don't think it should be ignored. It's not financial advice, not here on accountability of SHIB, but I think this is super bullish news. For somebody like me, I will definitely take advantage of these type of situations the same way I did when Crow adopted Visa and got Crow cards on Visa. So I hope everybody's paying attention to what's going on into the financial infrastructure and the way they're tying digital currency into real life, and see which ones are leading the way and kind of like go there. None of us know what tokens or blockchains or exchanges are going to be the ones that the government allows to be the big dogs in a sense to say, as far as the internet goes back in the 90s, right? But best believe the ones with the most exposure, the ones with the best communities, will have a front seat.
Yeah, I'd agree with that 100%.
So amazing article. I appreciate that one. To jump into my last article today, the next one that I have is actually going to be, here we go. So crypto exchange executives to call on Congress to head off SEC crackdown. As we know, the SEC has been trying to gather a little bit of information, a little bit of education on how to crack down on cryptocurrencies and the volatility in the multitude of cryptocurrencies and tokens and projects that come out, right? So just recently here, some of the executives from the FTX group, some of the executives from the FTX group, which is the world's largest exchange, the world's third largest exchange based on volume recorded in the current market cap, plan to suggest that Congress laws will give primary regulatory authority over crypto to the industry in a single federal agency as a means to end the seat of costly war jurisdiction between entities like the SEC and the Commodities Future Trading Commission. As you guys know, or as you guys may not know, you're asking two parties to try to crack down on one thing, cryptocurrency being the thing that they're trying to crack down on, but you're also adding two groups to try to regulate this, which would be the Security Exchanges Commission, which is the SEC, and then you have also the Commodities Future Trading Commission. So there's been a little bit of back and forth. The top exchanges have came together and kind of like formulated a plan. It's like, hey, we educate people on these exchanges, on these platforms. Why not let us give you guys ideas, in a sense, to regulate on? So I think this is really big for what, cryptocurrency is trying to lead. I honestly don't think that the government's fit to regulate cryptocurrency right now. I don't think that they're educated. And this is not a knock against anybody's government. I think all governmental parties play a role in a sense, right? But like when it comes to this new management of financial asset, I think this has to be monitored a little bit different than the business aspect that we're used to seeing. This is a complete different monetary system where it's based on a lot of trust and a lot of people coming together to kind of X out the middleman. So I hope that, the regulatory structures that are set in place, I hope that they at least give a little bit of attention to what some of the top exchanges are doing to come together and talk about the regulatory changes. I think that the exchanges that deal with the actual consumers on a day-to-day basis may be a little bit more educated on the market. No knock to any government. Again, this is just more so to say that, hey, this is their field. Why not at least give them a little bit input to what's going on, right? Like how could you deny exchanges or exchange executives that deal with this day in and day out when you're just a marketing consultant, in a sense, being a government party or governmental party?
Yeah, I agree with you. And then my final article, I think you'll get a kick out of this. Well, I do anyways, being a gamer. I know you're not a huge fan of games, but Ubisoft
I'm an old school gamer though.
Old school gamer, Super Nintendo.
So the fact that I don't like new games, people think I'm not a gamer. Like I love old school games. Like, bro, next time we're on, I'll play my Super Nintendo.
Yeah, I like it. So, but the one game system one game company I like, Ubisoft, is becoming the first major gaming company to launch an in-game NFT. So Ubisoft was the first major video game publisher to take an interest in the blockchain space, experimenting with crypto game prototypes and supporting startups over the last few years. But now the gaming giant will actually implement NFTs with one of its major franchises in a new initiative that runs on Tezos. Today, the publishers behind Assassin's Creed and Just Dance revealed Ubisoft's Quartz, a platform that lets players earn and purchase in-game items that are tokenized as NFTs on the Tezos blockchain. So this is huge, and maybe something, if you are listening to what I'm saying, I might be giving a hint that you might want to look at the Tezos market, because if you know anything about the Ubisoft gaming market, it is a big market, and if they pull on a lot of people onto that blockchain, or a lot of purchases onto that blockchain, it can make a huge difference when it comes to their price and what they're doing. So
it kind of goes back to what we've been talking about, Scott, for a long time, which is being diverse, right? Tezos, right? For the people who don't know, is a privacy blockchain, actually. Yeah. So like, where you think about gaming, I know you're a big gamer. I'm a big diversity guy, right? Tezos is actually a private blockchain network, released on its carbon blueprint from like Pricewater Coopers, right? And that's what PWC stands for, right? The one thing funny about this whole Tezos thing and them being tied to PWC, Scott, you know I'm big into contracting, right? Done a lot of private sector build outs. One of the first things I noticed when I traveled from America to Toronto is that it had a lot of similar private agencies, right? PWC is actually one of those agencies. To hear this news about Tezos network, it's going to be a major partnership. I don't think people actually tie a lot of things in together. This is an amazing article, Scott. I appreciate you bringing this to the light. I think that this is going to be a lot bigger than people imagine. Major brands and companies that factor energy consumption into business, they're going to look at Tezos, right? To give them this report that they want, to give them analysis for the future. So this is going to be a really big article, man.
It jumped the price already by 35% today.
Yeah.
So that's impressive.
Well, you got to understand, Tezos being tied with PWC will save them energy efficiency, right? Like, I think that they were reported to kind of like save it almost over 65 to 70% on energy efficiency just by using PWC.
Well, there you go. And that's a big thing about Bitcoin, for instance, or whatever, was the lack of energy efficiency behind it. So Tezos has them beat there.
Yeah. I mean, when you think about that, cutting it down to 70%, Scott, that would be almost the same footprint that 17 people would leave. Oh,
wow. That's huge.
Yeah. So definitely something interesting to pay attention to. Anybody who's doing carbon emissions, we've talked about carbon emissions down, which is the latest. We talked about a lot of L1s, and we talked about a lot of gaming. Guys, pay attention to kind of what we're talking about. Me and Scott, we're not gurus by any sense of the nature, but we pay attention to the news and we bring it to you daily. A lot of the things in the news could be good or bad, right? But we try to cipher through and give you guys the best of the best. And I think we had some really good articles today. I think that's really bullish news for a lot of the things that we're looking at. And going forward, I think we're going to add a little bit of a segment to kind of feature some of the new tokens that's really hype right now. So I know it's a heads up for you, Scott. It's a heads up for me as well. But I think going forward, we might have a little section where we kind of like mention the top 3 or 4 mentioned coins of the day, right? And tie that into our overall market cap overview. And speaking of the total market cap overview, we're gonna jump over to Coin Geico and let you guys know exactly what's going on right now on the market. Wow. Okay. So here we go. The total market cap today is at 2.4 trillion. Guys, this is not up from yesterday. It's actually 0.3 down. We were actually around 2.575 or 2.6 trillion yesterday. The funny thing about the market caps, when you hear like a 0.3 down, it sounds like it's nothing, but when you're looking at the total market caps spectrum, sorry, we're talking about trillions of dollars, so that can float a lot of either way. Bitcoin dominance is actually at 38.6 right now. A little bit further down than it was yesterday. Scott, would you like to take a guess at what Bitcoin dominance is today? Yesterday it was around 19.
I don't. So would it be like 18.7?
So with a lot of talk about Ethereum being able to lead this next bull run and flip a Bitcoin, the dominance actually got up a little bit higher. It's at 20.7 today for Ethereum. To me, Scott, to be honest, before we jump off here and leave, play to earn and DeFi and things like that also have to have a say, right? Unfortunately, these things are kind of more pegged to the Bitcoin than the Ethereum. While Ethereum may take the lead right now and push for dominance at a little higher, I think this is very critical for Bitcoin to next leg up, in a sense, for alts to actually push themselves to newer highs, right? Excited about the market as always, guys. We never give financial advice. Put your money where you feel comfortable. To me, I think the overall trend will be a continual uptrend. I don't see crypto going anywhere. I don't see a crypto becoming $1 billion market again or $900 billion market again. If it did, I would actually more than welcome it, right? Because we stay diverse and we stay ready. So I appreciate you guys being here again today with us, myself and Mr. Crypto Beast one time. And until tomorrow, guys, have a great night. Enjoy yourself and do your own due diligence and invest wisely.
Yeah, I agree. Have a great day, you guys. We'll see you
Peace.
tomorrow.
Peace. Peace. Peace.